Hi, I'm Robin again, and this is my secondary coaching video. So, Dr. Archer, I observed you teaching vocabulary to fourth graders in preparation to read a text the next week. Your teaching was an exemplary model of the principles of explicit instruction. You prefaced the lesson with an explanation of how the vocabulary learning would help the students be ready for a text on Ben Franklin the next week. In doing so, you gave them infectious enthusiasm for the text and built anticipation. By pre-teaching vocabulary, you were specifically preparing students for the more complicated reading of Ben Franklin. And this demonstrates your understanding of the logical sequencing of skills. You focused on this critical content of vocabulary. We know that vocabulary is accumulated over time through many exposures, and you gave them many exposures. With this critical skill, they'll be able to better synthesize complex meanings in future texts. You broke down the learning to make it more accessible for your students. You had the students sometimes decode, they echoed the words, learning it in isolation, and then you gave them friendly definitions, lots of modeling, and then lots of in-context reading, and then finally sentence starters, which they did in pairs. Your slides and your delivery reflected excellent planning and forethought, and just great classroom management strategies. I appreciate all the work that you put into preparing the students. It gives your lessons a lot of efficiency. Clear, concise language, so much. Great examples, many examples. I liked your lime pepper chocolate cake example of an invention. Lots of unison responses for the kids, giving plentiful structured language practice. And in addition to these more technical aspects, Dr. Archer, you have a passion for words and wordplay and an enthusiasm for your students' learning. Your passion and humor created a supported and engaged classroom climate. You're warm, caring, and care about their learning. I so much enjoyed being invited to your classroom. I don't have any criticisms, but I have some questions for reflection. First of all, how do you meet the needs for advanced readers who might know all of these vocabulary very well already? It's a tough one, I know, when they're mainstreamed. Number two, so you had some opportunity for creative expression, but given the diversity of your classroom, how do you follow the recommendations of historically responsive teaching in order to support identity and criticality in these developing children? Third, related to the choice of literature, sometimes literature has a lot of old dead white guys, and of course Ben Franklin is one of the most interesting, but are you balancing the required curriculum with literature that reflects the students that you teach and their identities? Last of all, It really looks like the kids are learning. It would be great to see some data from testing in the future to see if your amazing teaching is paying off in those results. Thank you again, Dr. Archer, for inviting me into your classroom to experience the joy of your teaching.